Are we good? I think we're good. I have absolutely no idea what happened there. Oh my goodness. All right, so my intro has now been ruined. Thanks. Okay, let's try that again. Hello everyone, Alex the Oilers fan here. Welcome back to the live streams and welcome to Game 1 of the 2025-2026 NHL season for your Edmonton Oilers as they host the Calgary Flames in the newest edition of the Battle of Alberta. And I believe this is the first time that Edmonton will be playing Calgary on opening night since the start of the 2017-2018 NHL season. That game, Connor McDavid scored all 3 goals as the Oilers got their first and only shutout of that season with a 3-0 win over the Calgary Flames. And that year, we came in with lofty expectations. The team was just fresh off of a second-round exit to the Anaheim Ducks. We thought the bad times were behind us, and, well, lo and behold, they stunk the joint out that season, missed the playoffs, missed again in 2019, and then missed again in 2020 before coming back in 2021. And holy moly, a lot has happened over the last, I would say, 48 hours as we're getting the player introductions out of the way. My entire intro is ruined, so I'm going to have to speed run this. But basically, here's what happened. So on Monday, a lot of things happened on Monday. First was Connor McDavid got an extension. Oh, nice. Nice, man. That's awesome. So Connor McDavid re-upped for 2 years. Now, initially, I didn't really like the deal, but the more I think about it, I think it's perfect. And he didn't get a raise, so that's great. Then Jake Wallman signed 7x7, and then today Matthias Ekholm re-signed for 3x4. So the Oilers doing a bit of housework, but this year, lofty expectations. The Edmonton Oilers are considered Stanley Cup contenders. And it makes sense. The last 4 years, they have lost to the eventual Stanley Cup champion. In 2022, they lost to the Colorado Avalanche in the Western Conference Final. Colorado goes on to win the Stanley Cup. 2023, they lose in the second round to the Vegas Golden Knights. Vegas goes on to win the Stanley Cup. And then, of course, the last 2 years, the Edmonton Oilers make the Stanley Cup Final, but lose both times to the Florida Panthers. And the Oilers have undergone a few changes in the offseason. And tonight, the Oilers have 2 rookies making their NHL debut, as I'm going to get to the lines here right now. So top line, you have Connor McDavid between Leon Draisaitl and Trent Frederick. This one, we know that this is the... We know that Hyman's injured, and this has been the plan for the first month. I don't expect this line to stay together very long if it starts to falter. That line didn't have a great preseason. They had 1 good game. The other 2 were meh. But Frederick can be interesting. McDavid is fresh off of a new contract, so that's not lingering over the team. And he's highly motivated. So this is going to be a very, very interesting line to see for Edmonton. Second line, you got Ryan Nugent-Hopkins between Andrew Mangiapane and Matthew Savoie. Mangiapane was Edmonton's target in free agency. During the preseason games when they were doing teases for Oil Drop on Oilers Plus, it was made very clear that Mangiapane was Edmonton's main target in free agency, and they got him. And then Matthew Savoie, who played a few games last year with Draisaitl and Podkolzin, I would say he was Edmonton's best player in preseason. He was nothing short of fantastic. He comes in as they're actually introducing him right now. He comes in and he's gonna be in the top 6, which I think is absolutely fantastic for Edmonton. And he is he. I liked what I saw out of him in preseason. Him and Mangiapane actually had some chemistry, so it's nice to see him playing with RNH. Third line, you got Noah Philp between Vasily Podkolzin and Kasperi Kapanen. Both Podkolzin and Kapanen re-upped this offseason. And then, unfortunately, like a day or two after Podkolzin re-upped, his father unfortunately passed away. So my condolences to Vasily and his family. But he's back, he's playing well, and I'm excited to see what Podkolzin can do this year, especially when he's going to be playing with Draisaitl and Savoy when Hyman comes back. And then fourth line, you have Adam Henrique between Isaac Howard making his NHL debut and David Tomashik making his NHL debut. And I am very happy with both of these guys. Howard's preseason wasn't the greatest, but it was good enough to make the team. And David Tomashik, I think, had the second best preseason behind Matthew Savoy, in my opinion. As Ike Howard is introduced right now. That's twice now I've been talking about a player and they come out. So Ike Howard coming on out, getting fist bumps from Ty Emberson. And we have, so there's that. Defensively, they're going Matthias Ekholm, who re-upped today with Evan Bouchard. Darnell Nurse with Alec Regula. Alec Regula also had a pretty good preseason, in my opinion. Jake Wallman is listed with a day-to-day injury, as Alec Regula is now introduced on here. That's pretty cool. Wearing Bouchard's old 75. Interesting. And we have David Tomashik being introduced as well. So we have Alec Regula, who also had a pretty good preseason. He's playing in place of the injured Jake Wallman. So when Wallman does start playing and does come back, you have Ty Emberson, Troy Stetcher, and Alec Regula fighting for that final spot on the Oilers defense on the right side. And third pairing, you have Brett Kulak with Ty Emberson tonight. Stuart Skinner is expected to get the start with Calvin Pickard backing up. Now, the last couple of years that Edmonton has played a season opener, they have been outscored 14-1. In 2023, they got smoked 8-1 by the Vancouver Canucks. And then last year, they got smoked 6-0 by the Winnipeg Jets as the Winnipeg Jets began their President's Trophy campaign. This team, in recent years, has had a bad habit of having slow starts to the season and then having to play catch-up. And as a result, it has cost them a couple of division titles, and it has cost them... I would say it has cost them a couple of cups. Because here's the thing, right? When you are playing catch-up from day one, you spend a lot of energy. Like, keeping in mind, remember, 2 years ago, the Oilers had to win 16 straight games just to get back into the playoff conversation. That is very much... I got to hear if this is... Edmonton's all rising to their feet for Connor. Yeah. Connor McDavid, he got a standing ovation. I love it. He gets a standing ovation. And you want to tell me that Oilers fans don't know what he just did? Connor McDavid basically gave Edmonton 3 years to go out and win a cup, and he left enough money on the table for them to do it. And I am absolutely ecstatic for it. I am so happy he's done that, because he's basically, like, he said he wants to win in Edmonton. He has committed himself to playing and winning in Edmonton, and that's exactly what he's gone out and done. So there we go. Oh, we have Kyle Bukauskas this time? I guess because... Anyway, so the Flames and Oilers players have been... Well, the Flames haven't been introduced. They'll get introduced on their home opener. I don't know who's... Oh, hold on. So anyway, they're just talking about McDavid's commitment to winning. So um, yeah. So Edmonton needs a good start, but yeah, Connor McDavid. He could have gotten a raise. He didn't get a raise. He's making the same amount of money he's making right now. He gave him 2 extra years to figure this out. And with the cap going up to 104 million supposedly next year, Edmonton is going to have the flexibility to do. In fact, some early cap projections have Edmonton at $20 million in cap space next year, which is more than enough to go out and buy or spend money on a top six forward as well as get a starting goaltender. But we're gonna see what happens. Obviously, it is imperative though that Edmonton gets off to a good start tonight. They cannot afford to be playing from behind. As we get a brief look at some of the Flames, Dustin Wolf is playing in net for Calgary. Probably the Flames' most important player last year. He was a big reason why they only missed the playoffs by a point. Actually, a point I wanted to make before as we get to the anthems here, Edmonton and Calgary could not be further apart on the cup contending scale. Edmonton, perennial cup contender, absolutely 100% perennial cup contender, and the Calgary Flames are very much a team that is very much in mediocrity. They're the kind of team that either makes the playoffs or barely misses, and as a issue, Um, and as a result, they haven't been able to get the draft picks that they need in order to build themselves a good team. And look, I know Flames fans will come at me and say, if tanking is such a good thing, how come it hasn't worked out for Edmonton? It sometimes doesn't. That's just, hockey is a team game, and hockey is a game where you shoot a little rubber disc, bounces happen, right? And you also need competent management. But the Flames are the kind of team that would much rather push for playoffs and not make it or barely get in than actually do the right thing and tank. Now, as a hockey fan, it sucks to see. As an Oilers fan, keep doing it, because if you guys are going to not get top 10 picks, that's fine by me. Anyway, anthems are over. We're going to get introduced to the starting goaltenders tonight. So Stuart Skinner for Edmonton, Dustin Wolf for Calgary. Dustin Wolf had a 29-18-8 record last season, 2.64 goals against average, a .910 save percentage with 3 shutouts. And yeah, like I said, he was probably Calgary's best player last year. He was the biggest reason why they did almost make the playoffs. Stuart Skinner, 26-18-4. 2.81 goals against, 896 save percentage, also 3 shutouts. Edmonton needs much more out of Stuart Skinner. They need absolutely everything they can get out of Stu. Whew. Okay, intro's done. Wow, man, that was... I have no idea what happened to my microphone at the beginning there. I do apologize. All right, so McDavid, Draisaitl, Frederick, Ekholm, Bouchard out there to start. I saw Michael Backlund with Connor Zary, Blake Coleman, and what do we got? The players are taking a little skate here. Do we have a score clock issue, or what's going on here? I'm taking a little skate. I have no idea what's going on. So just kind of waiting here. Everyone's just kind of skating. All right, players are lined up. Is that Rasmus Anderson on the back end? I think that's Anderson on the back end with Mackenzie Weegar, and it is. So Edmonton wins the opening faceoff. The games now count for something. This isn't preseason where you can just kind of lollygag and do your own thing. This is a game. The games matter. So the puck is rolled in on Dustin Wolf. He's going to send it behind the net. Oh, Draisaitl with the back pass to the slot. No one there to pick it up, and it's going to go out to neutral ice, and Bouchard is going to pick it up. He's going to send it over to Draisaitl. He's going to try and leave it for McDavid, but he's going to get pushed back into the other zone. Bouchard finds Connor. Connor's going to wind it up. He's going to chip and charge. Dump it at the corner. Mackenzie Weegar is going to be there to pick it up. He's going to try and send it up to the Calgary Flames guy. He's going to come in. And who is that? I don't know who that is. That is Kadri. Is that Kadri? I think that's Kadri. No, Kadri's number 91. There's Kadri right there. Who's 43? Oh, it's a penalty. That's going to be a penalty on Edmonton. Not a penalty. All right, here comes Noah Philp. Noah Philp. He's going to chip and charge. He's with Kapanen and Podkolzin. Podkolzin. Shot. Missed the net. Ty Emerson stops it behind the point. He's going to send it behind the net. And Kapanen. He's going to send it back to Ty Emberson. Ty Emberson. He's going to walk line, send it over to Brett Kulak. Kulak is going to try and feather a shot to the front of the net. Nothing doing there. Emberson sends it down low for Podkolzin. Podkolzin gets stapled by Kadri. And Flames can't clear the zone. Who's that? Is that Nurse? I don't know who that... Oh, that was Kulak. My apologies. Tried to send it out to Podkolzin. And Nugent Hopkins is going to collect. He's going to send it over to Alec Regula. Regula. He's going to dump it into the Flames zone. Wolf is going to stop it behind the net. He's going to send it over to a Flames player who's going to flip it out in on Stuart Skinner. He's going to send it into the corner for Regula to pick up. He's going to do a nice little pass to Nugent Hopkins, who's going to find Matthew Savoy. He's going to find it back to Nuge. Nuge behind his net. Pressured by a Flames forechecker. He gets it back to Regula. Regula's going to send it up to Savoy. Savoy's going to send it over to Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins is going to get in. He's going to tripped up. No penalty called. Mangiapane on the forecheck. But he can't get the puck, and here come the Flames. Oh, a nice move. Shot. Save by Stuart Skinner. Stuart Skinner with his first save of the night. That could have been dangerous. Nice little move from that Flames player. I think that was a gritty guy. Some new Flames player. I don't know who that is, but I think it's a new... I saw the number, and I know the Flames had a rookie lap player taking it. That's going to get dumped in the Flame zone. Wolf is going to stop it behind the net. And who do we have on the ice now? We have the Howard. We have the fourth line. Tomashik, Howard, and Henrique. Flames are going to grab the puck, flip it out. Howard, and Henrique. Tomashik's going to pick it up. Henrique's going to have it. Henrique sends it down low for Howard, but it's going to elude him. Poke check by Devin Tomashik. Tomashik just continues to play well. My God. All right. Back in the Oilers zone, Kulak. As the top line for Edmonton gets on the ice. McDavid's going to back pass to Draisaitl. Bit of a miscommunication there. I think he went to go back to Kulak, but Draisaitl picked up the pass. Draisaitl is going to dump it in. Wolf is going to try and stop it behind the net. He can't. And the Flames are going to come out with it. Coleman tries to find Zary. Puck goes over his stick. Zary back to the point for Anderson. He's going to send it down low behind the Oilers net. Backlund shot out in front. Oh man, that was either a save or a whiff pass shot. Flames with some early pressure here, but the Oilers can't get the puck out. Coleman runs into Emberson. Come on, guys. You got to get that puck and get it out. Get that puck, get it out. All right, Kulak finds Connor. Flames on the change. Connor drops for Leon. Leon goes cross ice to Regula. He's going to leave it for Connor. Connor looking, waiting, looking. Goes back to Nurse. Nurse goes cross ice to Draisaitl. Draisaitl finds... Oh, tried to find Connor. Puck deflected. Shot. And Wolf is going to make that save. Nurse held it at the blue line. Flames are calling for offside, but nothing doing there. Let's get some commentary going here. Yeah, so they're just commenting on how Edmonton's been outscored 8-1 in the last couple season openers, or not 8-1, 14-1, which is what I was talking about earlier. All right, puck in the neutral zone. Flames are going to grab it and they're going to start it up. This guy, number 43, who's not Nazem Kadri, but Nazem Kadri is on the ice. He's going to try and center it to Kadri, but it's intercepted by the Oilers, and here comes Noah Philp. Noah Philp, he's going to chip in charge. And puck is going to be in the corner. And the Flames can't get the puck out. Back to the point for Regula. Regula finds Podkolzin. Podkolzin couldn't handle that pass. Regula with a stick tap to bat the puck away. Oh, man, a bit of a bobble there by the Flames defenseman, but the Flames do escape with it. They're going to chip it into the Oilers zone. How does... okay, whatever. Regula behind the Oilers net. He's going to send it up to Tomashik. And that puck is going to get bounced into the Flames bench as we have our second stoppage in play. Rasmus Anderson having a chat with Andrew Mangiapane. Oh, 100% no. Easily. No, absolutely not. I don't think you ever will. And you know what the best part about this extension is? No one can blame him. If Edmonton doesn't win a cup, you can't blame Connor for it. Unless Connor does something that, in the game that costs Edmonton the Stanley Cup. You can't blame Connor. On the ice and off the ice, you cannot blame Connor. Podkolzin, back to the point. Shot. Puck juggled by Dustin Wolf. The only McDavid slander you're going to hear are for Leaf fans who are pissed off that he's not leaving. What's up with I don't have a camera. So what I did this year, what I've done this year is, so one of my biggest complaints that I had during the playoffs last year was that people were coming in and they didn't have any sort of, context as to what was going on in the game. So what I decided to do is I did some research, and so now what I'm doing is I have a screen capture going of the scoreboard on NHL.com. So basically, you guys can look at the scoreboard, see what's going on, and just listen to my commentary in the background. Another reason why I don't have a camera going is because my background is a bookshelf with nothing on it. And I tried to hang up jerseys to make it a more hockey thing, hockey related background, but it just didn't work. So I think this works a little bit better. Yeah, that's why my camera is showing an internet screen as opposed to a thing here. And you know what we're gonna do is we're just gonna scroll that down just a little bit. Fantastic. Actually, we'll do that. So there you go. So we get the shots on goal, what the score is, what time is left, what players are on the ice here. So right now you got Henrik, Howard, and Tomashik. So yeah, that's why okay. Sartha, prediction time. Who do you think scoring the first goal for Edmonton this year? Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah, I mean, obviously, not having Barkov for them is going to suck. But, yeah, they managed to basically keep everyone. I can't remember a single Florida Panther who quote-unquote left. Oh, as the Oilers have an opportunity here. Howard takes the shot, missed the net. Holy crap, what a shot from Howard. Yeah, 100%. Florida, they're too good. They are so good. Everyone was talking about the Tampa Bay Lightning being, a modern day NHL dynasty. Florida's there too. And it sucks how good they are. And I kind of wish... You're going to say Kulak. All right, that's a pretty fair point. Oh, McDavid tried to center it, and it almost went off a flame skate. Can you imagine if that happened? All right, Ekholm. Pressured by Sharangovich. He's going to get the puck to Bouchard. Bouchard's going to send it back to Ekholm. Yeah, I think Florida is 100% the team to beat again. Puck is going to get rolled in on Wolf. He's going to have to play that to the corner. Okay. The specialty treatment that Florida gets is ridiculous. Did you see their preseason games against Tampa? Shot saved by Stuart Skinner. And oh boy. Who is that? Klapka. Adam Klapka. Cross-checking Bouchard in the mouth. I was watching their preseason game against Tampa. And first of all, Sabourin just absolutely manhandled Aaron Ekblad. But the amount of stuff that happens to Tampa and nothing happened to Florida is absolutely insane. Yeah, the Panthers are definitely a team that's just, and you got Sam Bennett knocking goalies out of the playoffs with headshots, and it's just yeah, okay, whatever. But yeah, 100% they are the team to beat. They basically kept everyone. I can't think of a single person who, I can't think of a single player who left that team. Oh boy, turnover. Kapanen to Noah Philp. Nothing doing there. Behind the net, stopped by the Flames. Yeah, for me, it's you look at the 2024 squad. Okay, Brandon Montour left, but it seemed like they kept they kept Sam Bennett, they kept Sam Reinhart, they kept Brad Marchand, and everyone thought they wouldn't be able to. They did. Ty Emerson cross ice pass intercepted by the Flames, and the Flames are going to send it out. So yeah, I agree. I totally agree. The Flames are indeed the team to beat this year, or not the Flames, the Panthers. Yep. Oh, yeah. But Edmonton is too, right? Edmonton kind of is too. They have signed most of the guys that they needed to keep for the next few years. And we have a penalty here. Oh, delay of game power penalty against the Flames. And it looks like Coronado going off to the box. So early power play for Edmonton here. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Now, question, what is that? Okay, so they're going McDavid, Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, Tomashik, and Bouchard. Okay, that'll be interesting to see. All right. So McDavid's going to get waved out. Draisaitl's going to take the face off. All right. Power play needs to be better for Edmonton. Last year, I think it was 12th. So it needs to be a lot better. All right. Draisaitl tries to flip it short side. But oh, okay. All right. Puck cleared out. So the PK last year for the Flames was 25th. Oilers were 12th on the power play. So the power play needs to be better for Edmonton. No, absolutely 100% needs to be better for Edmonton. All right, Draisaitl tries to make a pass. It's intercepted by the Flames, and they're just going to chip it into the Oilers zone. Bouchard drops for McDavid. Connor. And I'm expecting a big year out of Connor, too. Connor drops for DeLeon. Goes cross ice to Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins tries to send it in front for Tomashik. McDavid. Draisaitl. McDavid. Draisaitl. Cross ice. And it's in. Is it Nuge? It is. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins on the power play. And it's 1-0 Edmonton. All right, so Nugent-Hopkins on the board, Draisaitl and McDavid with the assist, and Edmonton's up 1-0. All right, Flames can't get the clear. Kapanen, he's going to take the shot. He's going to miss the net. Phil tries to send it back in front for Kapanen. Hops over a stick. Regula's going to send it down low for Noah Philp. Here goes Noah Philp. Sorry, it's Kapanen. Oh, Kapanen makes a move. Tries to send it out in front. Where's the puck? It deflects in on Dustin Wolf. Woo, Noah Philp standing on the doorstep in Edmonton with some good chances early on here, but they cannot solve the Wolf. Woohoo. All right, we got ourselves a commercial break. Oh boy. The only downside to doing what I'm doing right now with this thing is I have the chat covering the main scoreboard, so I'm not spoiled by goals. The problem is, I might have to do it like that. Okay. There we go. All right. Face off to the left of Dustin Wolf. 9:26 left in the first period. Score is 1-0 Edmonton. Shots are 3-2 in favor of the Flames. All right. Backlund against Henrique. Henrique's going to win the face. I send it back to the point. Shot by, I don't know who the defenseman was, but Tomashik is going to get, and he's going to get a tripping call. And so, unfortunately, the Oilers are going to the penalty kill after the Flames couldn't kill off a penalty. David Tomashik is going to go off for tripping. Weak-ass call, in my opinion. Weak-ass call. Yep. Okay, that's a penalty. Never mind. All right. Now, Edmonton's penalty kill needs to be better. The penalty kill killed them in the regular season and the playoffs last year. It needs to be better. Shot, saved by Stuart Skinner. The puck eluded both Henrique and Savoy. Oh, Savoy's getting PK time. Okay, interesting. All right, Weegar over to Anderson. Weegar's going to take that shot. Saved by Stuart Skinner. Puck is up in the air, and Skinner's going to grab it. Good job, Stu. Stu is standing tall so far. All right. All right. Flames, cross ice. Pressure there by Draisaitl. Good pressure. So we have Draisaitl and McDavid on the PK now. All right. Interesting choice. Oh, Draisaitl pressuring at the point. Oh, God. Oh, God. Come on, Edmonton. Get the puck out. Shot. Missed. It was blocked in front. Was that Ekholm with the block? I do not know. Puck back to the point. Coronado. He's going to try and find a deflection in front. Does go the right way. Draisaitl is going to poke it into the corner, and Edmonton's going to find it, and they're going to collect it. All right, Anderson. Over to Connor Zary. Zary's going to dance his way in. Gets stripped off the puck. And the Oilers are going to find it. They're going to clear it. Is that Mangiapane? It is Mangiapane. And on the forecheck, Rasmus Anderson spins away from him. Connor Zary back to Anderson. Back to Zary. Zary's going to go in. Poke check at the blue line. The Flames have to regroup. This Grindon guy. He's going to send it down low. Regula is going to be there to protect with Nurse. Puck out in front. Back to the point for Anderson. 3 seconds left on the power play. Connor Zary goes back to the point. Puck into the corner. Nugent Hopkins. He's going to pick it off. He's going to send it over to Regula. And Regula is just going to find it. And he's going to dump it into the Flame zone. Nah. Backlund tries to go cross ice. Good to stick by puck holes in there to put it into the corner. Emberson. He's going to flip it to the center ice. It's going to go roll in. And Dustin Wolf is going to send it into the corner. 6:13 left here in the first period. Kulak. Into the corner. Oilers are going to flip it out. Kapanen on the forecheck. Here comes Nazem Kadri. Couldn't get around Ty Emberson. That was well defended by Ty Emberson. He tried to make a move, and Emberson said, nope, not happening. Frederick finds McDavid. Connor, with speed, bobbles the puck slightly as it was poked off his stick. Flames can't clear. Bouchard tries to send it in front, and the Flames are going to intercept, and they're going to go skate out. 3-on-2 rush for the Flames. Sharon Govich sends it down low for Kadri. Kadri couldn't collect it. Ekholm's going to find it. He's going to send it back to Bouchard. Evan Bouchard over to Connor. Here goes McDavid. Makes a move. Loses the puck. Oh, he's going to poke it up on Wolf. And Wolf is going to have to make the glove save. And we're going to have ourselves another commercial break. Okay, so a couple things here. Yes. I do like the new third jersey for Edmonton. I think that's I like the design. I like the color scheme. I saw a lot of people didn't like it, but I liked what I saw, and I wish I could get one, but I can't. So there's that. Now for your first point about the Hyman injury. Yes, not having Zach Hyman contributed to to Edmonton not winning the cup, but there were so many issues from Edmonton overall that even if they had Zach Hyman, I think they still would have lost. The goaltending was atrocious at points. Like, put it like this. The Florida Panthers, I don't think used another goalie other than Sergei Bobrovsky all playoffs long. Even after they went down 2-0 against the Leafs, it was still Sergei Bobrovsky in net. Edmonton had to go to Pickard in Game 3 against the LA Kings, had to go back to Skinner because Pickard got injured, and in Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Final, in a series tied 2-2, you had to go back to Pickard. So the goaltending was one. The second issue I had with Edmonton was that I think them bringing Ekholm back, not a good idea. And, they are. Yeah, the last time, it was... Yeah, okay, so that was the last time. Oh, God, those Oilers jerseys were ugly. I think Ekholm came back too early, and it threw off the entire rhythm of the defense. The defense without Ekholm was playing so well, and when he came back, he just kind of threw everything off. But also, I mean, the Florida Panthers were just so much better. They were just so much better than Edmonton. And I think a big problem for Edmonton last year that they're not going to have this year was that Edmonton was the oldest team in the league last year. And at times, it was obvious that they lacked the energy to get into games. And you saw this quite a lot during not just the regular season, but again, even like Game 5. Think about this for a second. It's Game 5. 2-2 series tie. Oh, Uyghur didn't like that extra shot from Howard. And Frederick's going to get it, or Henrik's going to get there. Tomasik, we're going to have a big pile up in the corner here as Howard took a little chop at Dustin Wolf's glove, and Uyghur didn't like that. But for me, the biggest issue Edmonton had was the goaltending last year. And Florida was just, they were so good. They got the saves that they needed. The amount of times I looked at Bobrovsky making saves compared to Skinner and Pickard not making saves was just ridiculous. And it was one of those things where Edmonton should have, if they played better, I think they would have had a chance. But it was a combination of Florida was just the vastly superior team, and Edmonton just didn't have what they needed to get. They needed goaltending. They didn't get it. Having Hyman would have helped. I will say that. Having Hyman would have helped a little bit, but I don't think they would have won the cup regardless. They played poorly in a lot of games. And for me, the backbreaker was Game 5. Very much like how the backbreaker in 2023 when they lost to Vegas was also Game 5. And in this one, it was worse. It's Game 5 in a 2-2 series tie. You win that game, you're one win away from the Stanley Cup, and you're back on home ice. You're in Edmonton. That should have been all the motivation Edmonton needed to come out of the gate and absolutely just dummy Florida, and they didn't. So, would having Hyman helped a little? Do I think they lost because they didn't have him? Absolutely not. There was so many other issues with Edmonton that even if Hyman was healthy, I think it would have been better. Obviously, a ton of other players being injured didn't help. Nuge was injured. McDavid wasn't 100%. Any of those guys are good. Yeah, exactly. Ooh, who was that? Was that Draisaitl? Oh, it's Andrew Mangiapane, the former Flame. 2-0 Edmonton. Suck it, Calgary. Oh. Whew. 2 points for McDavid already. Yep. Yes! Oh, man, what a great shot from Mangiapane. So, Nuge. All right. Oh man, so good. All right. So what was I saying? Yeah, but yeah, to your point. Yeah, Florida was absolutely the. I will say this. There. Here's the thing. 2024, Stanley Cup Final. I have said, and I'm always going to say, Edmonton was the better team in 5 out of those 7 games. Game 1, Edmonton was the better team, but they got goalied. Game 3, they were the better team. Game 4, better team. Game 5, better team. Game 6, better team. The only 2 games Edmonton was not the better team in 2024 was Game 2, where Florida was vastly superior, and I looked at the way Florida was playing in that Game 2, and I'm like, yeah, Edmonton's probably not going to win if Florida keeps this up. And then Game 7, where the game was just, it's Game 7. Someone is going to lose. Both teams played it so well. So 2024, I think Edmonton had a much better chance. Last year, I would say Edmonton was the better team in Game 1, and then that's it. Game 2, see, I say that, but then I look at the Stanley Cup Final. 3 of the first 4 games went to overtime, and Edmonton won 2 of them. Like, if Edmonton wins Game 2 after 4 games, you're up 3-1 in the series. So, but yeah, to your point, Florida was just in every game. Florida was better. Game 3 and Game 5 especially, and Game 6. Game 6, Edmonton kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit. The problem I had with Game 6, from what I remember, and I've purged it from my mind because of how it ended, is in the beginning, Edmonton had Draisaitl and McDavid split up, and they were getting chances. They were creating offense. They weren't scoring, but they were actually doing something good. The second Florida got that first one, Edmonton, and this is the problem I have with every single coach that's coached this team, as they panicked and they immediately go to McDavid and Draisaitl, and then it just unraveled from there. I can confidently say there was only one Oilers player who looked even remotely good in Game 6, and it was Jeff Skinner, who is with San Jose now. So, yeah, but absolutely to your point. Oh, yeah, and yeah, Marchand pissed me off so much. He scores the overtime in Game 2. Game 5, he scored a couple of goals. Yeah, Marchand came to play. I don't want to say... I don't want to say this because I feel like it's a bit of a statement, but I think if Marchand wasn't on Florida, Edmonton might have won. Because that third line for Florida just killed Edmonton so much. Sorry, I misspoke. It wasn't even the third line that killed Edmonton. That third line killed everybody in the playoffs. It killed Tampa, killed Toronto, killed Carolina. So... Anyway, this first period has kind of flown by a little bit. Oh boy, hand pass, but it's collected by the Flames, so it's not going to go. Adam Klapka back to the point for Kadri. He's going to take that shot. It's going to go wide over the net, and then it's going to go over the net, and then it's going to go wide on the backhand. Edmonton's going to try and clear it, and that's going to be icing call against Edmonton with 13.7 seconds remaining. What are the man, the expectations? I don't know. I think at this point, see, the bar is so low in Toronto. They haven't been in the conference finals since like 1993, I think, or something like that. So I would say the expectation for Toronto is, well, right now it's see how you do without Mitch Marner. And I think the expectation right now, I know Toronto views themselves as a cup contender, and I know a lot of Leaf fans are saying the expectation is to go to the Stanley Cup final. They got to get to the conference finals first. So for me, I would say the expectations for Toronto are make the Western or the Eastern Conference final. Win or lose. If you win, great. If you lose, it's fine. Oh, Podkolzin and Klapka are going at it here at the end of the period. Klapka, shut the fuck up. So, anyway, first period comes to a close. Oilers are up 2-0. Your goal scorers are Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Andrew Mangiapane. McDavid has assisted on both goals. But yes, Sartha, I would say my expectations right now are for Toronto, make the conference finals. Actually, you know what? No. My expectations for the Leafs is give a fucking shit in the postseason. Like, actually show that you care. I like to laugh at Leaf fans whenever the Leafs get eliminated from the playoffs, but it is amazing. It is amazing the amount of times the Leafs show that they just do not give a fuck come playoff time. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I don't know. Like I said, the bar for Toronto is so low. Yeah, you know what? It's amazing. Leaf fans liked to shit on William Nylander a lot, but and we always laugh as Oilers fans. We always laugh about how the core four of Nylander, Tavares, Matthews, and Marner just does not work. Nylander is one of the few people in Toronto that actually gave a shit. In fact, I remember in 2021 when Toronto lost to Montreal in the first round, the only Leaf who I saw actually cared was William Nylander, or at the least played like he cared. The rest of the team just couldn't be bothered, in my opinion. But yeah, Nylander is the only one that I think Nylander is the only one that cares. Matthews doesn't show up. Marner was infamous for disappearing. Nylander is the only guy that I saw actually cared, and even then, Nylander was making stupid plays. Like, he would dump the puck in to avoid getting hit and then immediately go for a line change. But yeah, to your question, anything other than, I think, a victory in the second round is considered a failure. But I mean, that's Toronto, right? They are, every year they're going to win the Stanley Cup. Every year, every player in the league wants to go play for them. They have Austin Matthews, who's the greatest thing on this earth since sliced bread. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, they have lofty expectations in Toronto. But so anything, I think, that is not a Stanley Cup championship is a failure. But it's funny watching Leaf fans talk, right? Like, when we say Edmonton is a cup contender, it's true, because first of all, they've gone to back-to-back Stanley Cup finals. And Cup contenders do that, right? But number two, in the last 4 years, the team that has eliminated Edmonton from the playoffs won the Stanley Cup. And I know that's pretty obvious with Florida over the last couple of years, but in 2023, they lost to the Vegas Golden Knights. When did Vegas win the Stanley Cup? 2023. 2022, they get swept by the Colorado Avalanche. What did the Avalanche do in 2022? They won the Stanley Cup. So, Toronto considers themselves to be cup contenders. You gotta make some sort of effort. And I understand that 2 of the last 3 years they've been eliminated in the second round, so we can't even really make the first round exit jokes anymore. But, I mean, you look at their playoff history since the Matthews, Marner, Nylander era started. They have 2 playoff series wins under their belt. That's it. They've won 2 playoff series in almost a decade. And in that same time frame, Edmonton has 3 Western Conference Finals appearances under their belt, 2 Stanley Cup Finals appearances under their belt. The only thing they don't have is a Stanley Cup championship. So, yeah, it is what it is. So, yeah, if I was a Leaf fan, I would keep the expectations low. Right? Are they a shoo-in for a second round appearance now? I think so. I honestly, I don't know. So, this is just in from Elliot Friedman. The Oilers have re-engaged talks with Jack Roslovic. So, apparently, Jack Roslovic was approached by the Edmonton Oilers because the Oilers wanted to have him as a center on the team. And he basically said no. Now, apparently, they've re-engaged. So, this will be interesting to see. So first period thoughts, because I honestly, I haven't, this is great. I have people to talk, or someone to talk to, and I'm appreciative of that. First period thoughts, I like what I'm seeing from Edmonton. They are playing well, offensively. I mean, obviously they are, up to nothing, and that's great. But I think I like what I've seen so far. Oh. Okay, so apparently, so hang on. So, so I just said it. I just said that Elliot tweeted out that the Oilers have re-engaged with Jack Roslovic. Now on air, he said that Jack Roslovic has signed. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Okay. So, yeah, Edmonton Oilers have just signed Jack Roslovic, apparently. Damn. So, man, what is going on? Wow. Did I do this right? Someone put a tier maker. They put St. Louis as S tier, A tier nothing, B tier nothing, C tier nothing. You all suck, every other team in the league. Oh man. Jack Roslovic. Wow. Is that... I'm assuming that's a pretty good... Okay, so... Huh. Welcome to Oil Country, Jack Roslovic. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because Elliot said that they've re-engaged talks, and now apparently he's signed. Wow. Yeah, it's confirmed. He is going to be signing there. Oh, boy. Man. So, okay. So, it's the McDavid effect, right? It's got to be the McDavid effect. He re-ups for 2 years. It says, I want to be paid the exact same amount of money I'm being paid right now. And all of a sudden, Wallman resigns, Ekholm resigns, and now Edmonton is signing Jack Roslovic. Wow. So, yeah. Like, and here's the best part. He'd be our fourth line center. Or third line. No, he'd be fourth. But that's the thing. Where do you put him on the team, though? Where do you put him on the team? Because Adam Henrique, I don't know, man. Like, obviously, I'm happy he's coming because he's a good player. But where do you put him on the team? Unless Edmonton is really committed to McDavid and Draisaitl being on the same line all season long. Damn. Wow. The McDavid effect. Oilers' first period was so good. Players are lining up to join them. Okay, I gotta get Austin's reaction here. Hold on, I gotta get Austin's reaction to this. Yeah, that's a good question. Like, oh man, this is amazing. From Zach Lang at Oilers Nation, Roslovic watched the Oilers beat up on the Flames for a period and was like, okay, yeah, what am I doing? Get me to Edmonton. Wow. Man. Yeah. Bro watched Mangiapane scored and said, I want me some of that. Well, that was quick. Yeah, because within 6 minutes, Elliott went from the Oilers have re-engaged talks with Jack Roslovic to, oh yeah, he's signing, by the way. Man, okay, so so okay, so this is interesting. In the last 2 weeks, the Oilers have extended Vasily Podkolzin, Jake Wellman, Connor McDavid, and Matthias Ekholm, traded for Connor Ingram, signed Jack Roslovic. Oh, you know what? I wanted so badly to hate the Oilers hiring Stan Bowman because of what Stan didn't do in Chicago. We know what that was. The guy just keeps hitting everything he's doing. I don't understand it. Because every single move he's made, I don't know. The one knock I can hear is the the Holloway and Broberg offer sheets, but first of all, those were signed a week after Bowman got to Edmonton, so he didn't have a lot of time to do any deep diving into those two. And number two, if Edmonton was going to sign either of them, they would have signed them as soon as the offer sheets were made. So that decision was made early on that Edmonton was not going to be signing both Holloway and Broberg. So yeah, Stan Bowman has been fantastic as Oilers GM. So far, he has not made a single bad move, in my opinion. He has made the right moves at the right time. You know what? I'm going to say this. Yeah, I think Edmonton is 100%. Edmonton is dead serious about winning a Stanley Cup right now. Now they are. If they weren't before, they are now. Now, obviously, it might not happen, and it probably won't. But they are not fucking around, and I like to see that. All right, second period face-off. Won by Calgary. Mackenzie Weegar is going to flip it. Calgary's going to dump it into the Oilers zone. Shots are 9-4 in favor of Edmonton. Score remains 2-0. Regula sends it in front. Podkolzin. Regula. And he's going to try and clear it out. It's going to go all the way into the Flames zone. Mackenzie Weegar is going to be there to pick it up. Podkolzin on the forecheck. Flames. The puck eludes the Flames. Podkolzin's going to flip it in. It makes sense for what he's being it makes sense. Honestly, it makes sense. That's going to be outside. Yeah, it makes sense. I find it funny he's being paid $1 million more than McDavid, but McDavid took a massive pay cut, so it's not like Eichel is better than McDavid. Although Vegas Knights will tell you he is. For what Eichel is, what he brings to the Vegas Golden Knights, it makes sense. Yeah, well, Paul can go eat a bag of rock. I don't know. I'm kidding. Bouchard finds Connor. It's nice to see Connor actually engaged right now. It's fantastic. Draisaitl over to Ekholm. He's going to line fire into the glove of Dustin Wolf. Yeah, it's a good deal. It is a good deal for Vegas and for Jack. I remember I was reading something today when it was announced that the signing was made during his time in Buffalo because of how bad things were going. And not just like the on-ice product, but like the off-ice thing with like his surgery and all that. He kind of lost motivation to play hockey. And I guess playing in Buffalo will do that to you. He's found a home in Vegas. And as much as I don't like the idea that anyone says he's better than McDavid simply because he's won a cup before McDavid, it's nice to see him have the ability to be on a team that wants him, that appreciates him, that he can contribute to. And, I mean, it's always fun when him and McDavid go head-to-head, even if he's won the majority of those matchups. I certainly enjoyed watching although I will say this, I certainly enjoyed watching him getting walked by McDavid in the overtime of Game 2 last year. That was fun. Because McDavid like just walked around him like he was standing still. And he kind of was, but still. I like it. I like that deal for Eichel. I think it's good for him, good for Vegas, and yeah. Yeah, Paul would be Paul would definitely be punching air because his son is not like the highest paid player on the team. So, all right, Flames holding it in the Oilers zone, and now it's going to be picked up. Is that? I think that was. I don't know who that was. It's the second period, so you're getting the long change now. So both teams have to be very aware of their line changes. Puck dumped in. And it's going to be icing against the Flames. I don't know. I assume it's going to be a 1-year deal. Close to between $1 and $2 million because I think that's all Edmonton can afford. I think right now what they're going to do, I saw someone mention this on Twitter. I think what they're going to do is they'll do a 1-year deal for this year. And then depending on how he does, they might extend him 2 or 3 years next year because they can't afford to do that. Next year they'll have about, the cap is projected to go up to $104 million, and they have about $84 million tied up in their current contracts. So right now they are like really right up against the cap. I think they only had like $800,000 in cap space available to start this game. But next year when the cap rises, they'll have about $20 million. And that's $20 million to sign a top 6 forward and a goaltender. Because most of their other contracts are good to go. Yeah, exactly, right? So right now, I'm thinking it's going to be about a 1-year deal for Roslovic. Edmonton might announce it after the game, or Elliot will tweet out the contract details, or one of these insiders will tweet it out. But yeah, 100% Edmonton absolutely needs a goaltender. Certainly to replace Calvin Pickard. Now, I think Ingram kind of does that. But the problem with Connor Ingram is that he's not going to be ready to play for a long time, if at all, this season. And the goalie market is very weak. Like, all the goalies that Edmonton should have gone after are under contract with their current teams. Like, Kirill Vejmelka, he's signed with Utah. Stolar's re-upped with Toronto. Mackenzie Blackwood re-upped with Colorado. It would be... I was thinking about this at work today, though. It would be funny. Depending on how Florida does over these next couple years, it would be absolutely hilarious if Edmonton acquired Sergei Bobrovsky from Florida. Because they can't afford him. They can't afford him now. So it'll be interesting to see what they do on the goaltending front. Or you know what? Skinner might just go off and Edmonton will be like, oh no, we don't need a goalie. But the beautiful thing about what Connor did with his new contract is that Edmonton no longer has any excuses left to not get what they need. I could see the argument for, this year goaltending market was weak. Edmonton doesn't have a lot of cap space. That excuse is gone after this season. After this season, Edmonton will have about $20 million in cap space. That's more than enough to get you a goaltender, a decent goaltender, a legit starting goaltender, a goaltender who's going to make the saves you need them to make. Edmonton doesn't have that excuse anymore. They do not. They can no longer say, "Oh, we don't have the cap space to get a goal." They have a goal. They'll have it. Who they get is another question. So it'll be interesting to see what happens on that front. But yeah, I agree. Edmonton needs a goalie. If not to replace Skinner, then to replace Calvin Pickard. And again, it's not even because Pickard is bad. It's just that you need someone to push Skinner, and Pickard is not that guy. And it sucks because Pickard is the literal definition of a quality backup goaltender. Like, if we're talking like 10 years ago, Calvin Pickard would be the best backup goaltender in the National Hockey League. He's on a good contract. He gives you what you want from a backup goaltender. And he's good enough to win you games as a backup goaltender. The problem is, in today's NHL, most teams run tandem goalies. They're running a 1A, 1B. Edmonton doesn't have that. You could argue they don't even have a 1A. They have like a 1B and a 2, right? They need a 1A, 1B goaltending tandem, and they don't have that 1A. So I would imagine that... I'm going to assume that over the course of the year, they're going to take a look at the goaltending market, see what it's looking like, see what's available, see what they could possibly move. And here's the thing, and again, because of Connor's contract extension, he has made it so that Edmonton has no excuse to not make the necessary moves. I don't think anything is off the table now. I don't think anything for this team is off the table as Connor strips the puck. Oh, Frederick. All draft picks Edmonton has are in play first round, second round, third round shot by McDavid. It's going to rise over the net. Frederick goes back to McDavid. Hops over stick to Draisaitl. Cap space is in play. Roster players are in play. There is nothing is out of bounds for Edmonton now. Draisaitl takes the shot, saved by Wolf. So it'll be interesting to see what Edmonton does. But like I said, there's no excuse now. Connor has made it so that there is literally no excuse left. McDavid back to Leon. Tries to go cross ice to Kapanen, and I think we have a penalty against the Flames, and it looks like we do. Is that Klapka? Oh man, Klapka after talking his shit is gonna get a penalty here. Might be holding against McDavid. I think it's holding. Let's see. Nope, it's a hooking call. So. But my sort of for me it's very much all bets are off. There is absolutely no there is no more excuses. There is no more there's no more excuses for this club. There is no excuse for them to not go all in every year now. Because they can do it. They can do it all if they wanted to. Now, obviously, doing it all, and winning it all, are two completely different things. Here's the thing. And I've seen a lot of people make this point, and I'm gonna try and rationalize this in my own head for my own sanity. A lot of people have said that if the Edmonton Oilers don't win the Stanley Cup, first of all, when everyone heard that McDavid re-upped for 2 years and didn't get a pay raise, everyone was saying, okay, Edmonton's is going to win a Stanley Cup in one of the next 3 years. First of all, that's not a guarantee. But the second thing is that everyone is under the assumption that if Edmonton doesn't win a Stanley Cup in the next 3 years, McDavid is gone, regardless. For me, and again, this is probably my own sanity trying to prevent this from being a reality. My rationalization is I think Connor will only leave if he doesn't see a legitimate attempt from Edmonton. Because here's the thing. Even he knows there's not a guarantee. He knows that in this game, you can lose a series off of a fluky goal or a bad bounce or something happening, right? Something beyond your control. Such as if you get injured, like Zach Hyman did. I think if Connor sees a legitimate effort being made to win him a cup, I think he'll stay. But if he doesn't see a legitimate effort being made, then he's gone. Now, that being said, Stan has shown so far that he is taking this very seriously. And exactly, right? Connor is not that. He knows that it's hard to win. Again, I say if Edmonton shows him that they're going to make a legitimate effort, and it's just one of those things where it just doesn't work out, I think absolutely 100% he could resign. I think if Edmonton doesn't show an effort, if management doesn't show any sort of initiative or effort, then he's gone. But the fact that Edmonton has already gone out and signed Jack Roslovic, I think is now obviously I don't know if the players have been informed of this acquisition yet, but if they do, I think Connor's going to see it here. As Bouchard's going to control it at the point. Nugent Hopkins, cross-side, and that's a goal. Draisaitl. Oh, is that Tomashik's first point in the National Hockey League? I think Tomashik just got his first National Hockey League point. Yeah. Yep. What a pass from Tomashik. Wow. So, Draisaitl has scored his 400th career goal. Tomashik has recorded his first NHL point. And Edmonton is up 3-0. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be very honest right now. With the re-ups from McDavid, Woolman, Ekholm. Exactly. I'm very excited for this year. I have a good feel. No. What do you mean reconnecting? I know, right? That's the crazy part. Okay, reconnection is successful. I don't know why yeah. Like, we're missing Hyman. I think Janmark is done on this team now. I don't think Edmonton needs Janmark anymore. Same with Henrique. I don't think they need Henrique anymore. I just... fuck. I'm excited. And I know it's weird to say because it's the first game of the season and they're beating a team that is not expected to do much, 3-0, but I'm excited. And I mean, Edmonton still has a trade deadline to go through. I'm excited. I am excited. I Oh man. Oh, Bouch, what was that pass, man? Bouchard, no. Good save by Stu Skinny. Off of a bad pass from Bouchard, my God. All right, Ekholm. This is great. I am very excited for this year. I think Edmonton. I think the re-up from the renewed. I think the renewed focus from Connor on getting a Stanley Cup and him re-signing is going to inject some great energy into this lineup. And we're not playing old men anymore. This is great. All right, Flames dumping in. Skinner's going to stop it behind the net. Regula can't quite handle the pass, and it's going to be intercepted. Oh, man. Puck thrown in front. I haven't done it in a lot of commentary this. I'm sorry. Nurse. Flames. Oh, man. Who's behind? Someone's behind the D. He's going to try back. Oh, my God. Oh, no. Was it? Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. Well, Gridden scores. Went off the skate of Noah Philp, beat Skinner. And in typical Oilers fashion, they allow a player to score his first NHL goal. Well, Stewart's going to have to wait a little bit longer for his shutout. Damn. All right, well. All right, Tomashik. Tried to center it to Henrique. Flames are going to intercept, and we're going to have a penalty. Oh, David, second penalty of the game? That's not going to keep you around long. All right, so Oilers back to the PK. Well, yeah, you know, I'm looking at. I'm just looking at what. Oh boy! Alrighty. Ah, that's the second player Edmonton's given up a goal to named Matt Vey. Good God. Okay, well. Alright, so Tomashik off to the box. David, you gotta have better control of your stick there, man. So the Flames go to a power play. Tomashik with his second penalty of the game. Nobby is not gonna like that. But the Oilers are going to get an early clear here. All right. Here come the Flames. Coronado over to a guy. Back to Uyghur. Uyghur's going to send it down low for that's Kadri. Kadri tried to send it back to Farabee, but bobbled the puck. And is that Frost? I don't know who that is. That's going to go back to the point and it's going to escape the zone. All right, Uyghur drop pass for. I'm assuming that's Morgan Frost. He's going to lose the puck at the Oilers' blue line, and they're going to clear it all the way down to Dustin Wolf. Kadri. Across to a guy. Who do the Oilers have on the PK right now? That looks like Mangiapane. Puck flipped in front. And Calgary has scored. But they might be ruling a high stick. Might be a high stick here. So it's under review for high stick. All right, so all right, well, it counts. Boy. Oh boy. All right. Oh, shoot. All right, well, the Flames managed to just... Ah, you fucking kidding me. I can't believe this. That's offside. That's offside. Ay, ay, ay. We're going to have ourselves a commercial break. Okay. So, Jack Roslovic, here are the details. 1-year contract, $1.5 million for Jack Roslovic. And ay, ay, ay. Okay. All right. So, yeah, the Oilers have signed Jack Roslovic to a 1-year deal worth $1.5 million. But the more pressing concern is the fact that the Oilers had a 3-0 lead, and it is now a 3-2 lead. Now, that being said, I know the early knock is to already begin blaming Skinner. I don't blame Skinner for the goals against. The first one is literally a bad bounce off of an Oilers skate. The second one, it shouldn't have counted. It was over the crossbar. It should not have counted. But we are where we are, so Edmonton needs to get going here with 4 minutes left in the second. It's going to be delayed offside here. And here come the Flames. Uyghur. Across. Guy's going to go behind the net. Is that Zary? It's Connor Zary. He's going to send it back to Uyghur. Uyghur's going to walk the line. He's going to send it out in front. And Ekholm's going to pick it up. He's going to fling it down in on Wolf. And that's not going to be... How is that not icing? It hit Wolf in the pad. All right. Draisaitl. And it's going to be offside if the Oilers don't clear. So 3:16 left here in the second period. Edmonton still leads at 3-2. Flames getting it right to Mangiapane. Nugent Hopkins down low for Monge. Back up to Nuge. Nuge tries to get it back to Mangiapane. Savoy on there on a forecheck. Brett Kulak. Puck at center. Flames intercept and dump it back into the Oilers zone. Kulak. Over to Emberson. Emberson. How that should be interference. The Flames just get away with the penalty there. It should be interference. All right. Farabee. Down low for Klapka. Leaves it for a number guy. Back in front. Shot. Missed the net. Kulak. Over to Nurse. Savoy. Sends it around for Kulak. Oilers hemmed in their own zone a little bit here. Kulak's going to just have to flip that puck out. And it's not going to go enough for icing, so Wolf is going to stop it at the side of the net. Oilers dump the puck into the Flame zone. Wolf sends it over to Anderson. Over to a guy. The Flames are going to chip it into the Edmonton zone. Ekholm. Oh, two Flames collide. McDavid, drop pass for Draisaitl. Draisaitl back to the point for Ekholm, just out of his reach. With 49 seconds to go. The Flames enter the Oilers zone. Poke checked off the puck. McDavid, spin move. Draisaitl, shot, hit the side of the net. McDavid, Draisaitl in front. Bouchard. Puck is going to be cleared into the Oilers zone. And we're going to have a face-off. I think it was for offside. All right, face off at center ice with 14.7 left to go. And the second period is going to come to a close. And the Oilers are holding on. Holding on to a 1-goal lead. My God, guys. Well, that second period was not as fun. But okay, well, while second intermission is going on, I'm going to go take a quick break here to do a few things. So I will be back for the third. Oilers leading it 3-2 after 2. Goals by Nuge, Mangiapane, Draisaitl. For Edmonton, a bad bounce off of Noah Phillips' skate, and a goal that shouldn't have counted, but did, have given the Flames a bit of life here. So Edmonton leads at 3-2 after 2. I will be back for the start of the third. See you guys in a bit. Okay, we are back, or I am back, rather. Third period about to get underway, and yep, it's a game. Edmonton up 3-2 over the Calgary Flames, but look, scores. The score bug is going to say that Edmonton was up 3-0, and Calgary got two in a little over 2 minutes to get back into it and within one. But here's the thing: the first goal was literally a bad bounce off of Noah Phillips' skate, and then the second goal shouldn't have counted. So yeah, should absolutely have been. Edmonton should still, at the very least, should be up 3-1, not 3-2. Are you kidding me? It's 3-3. Oh, Stu! Oh my God. Are Oh my God. Oh my God. What was that? Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Holy fuck. I don't know what to say. I missed the first part of the period because, oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, fucking hell. Glad I missed the goal. Well, now that I don't know what to say. All right. Tie game. Oilers had a 3-0 lead and they blew it. Henrique. Behind the net to Emberson. Emberson's going to send it back to Henrique. All right. Ridden. Coleman. Or, Backlund. Backlund behind the net. Podkolzin. He's going to flip the puck up to Tomashik. Or, sorry, Noah Philp. And we're going to have a offside call. Well, you know, I did say that I can't. Holy fuck. You know, I said like I don't pin those first two on Skinner. This one is 100% his fault. What the actual fuck? Oh my god. So, I missed it, and the goal call was this. The puck was flipped in on Skinner, basically, and he didn't, like, know what to do with it after that. All right. Backlund over to Ball. Coleman, cross ice. Here come the Flames. Shot. Oh, just redirected wide. And Edmonton took a penalty. So the Oilers are going to the penalty kill. Nugent Hopkins off for hooking. And they're going to do the face-off again. Well, all right. Flames. Oh, that was a weak-ass clearing attempt by Bouchard. All right. Draisaitl. Fighting with the puck, and here goes Connor. Connor skates into the zone. He's just going to dump behind the Flames net. Draisaitl's going to be there to collect. Draisaitl against 2 Flames. 4 Flames. Draisaitl maintaining, fighting for that puck. He manages to kill some time off the clock. Back to the point. Weegar over to Farabee. Back to Weegar. Over to back to Weegar. Is that Kadri? Does be Weegar with the shot, Skinner with the save. Edmonton was in complete control of this game, and they have just allowed Calgary to come back in it. Now, granted, 2 of the Flames' 3 goals were absolutely flukes. One of them off an Oilers skate. The other one shouldn't have counted, but that 3rd goal is inexcusable. And it's this kind of goaltending that has stopped Edmonton from getting a cup. There is absolutely no reason why this should be a tie game right now. 29 seconds left in the power play. The Oilers have killed it off, according to their Twitter feed, which makes sense. So the Flames are 1 for 3 on the power play. Their 1 power play goal shouldn't have counted. And with 13:15 left here in the 3rd period, the shots are 21-15 in favor of Edmonton, but it's a 3-3 game. A game that, like I said, Edmonton should have been winning at least 3-1. Okay. Face off in the Oilers zone off of the icing. Flames are going to win it back. To the point. Shot. Puck deflects over the net. Savoy goes cross into the neutral zone. 94 for Calgary is going to pick it up. He's going to send it over to Jake Bean. Tomashik spins and fires the puck down in the Flame zone. Howard on the forecheck, almost causes a turnover. Now the Flames do turn it over. Tomashik goes down low for Ike Howard. It looks like they're playing with Frederick. Shot from the point. Saved by Dustin Wolf. And here come the Flames. Regula over to Nurse. Nurse is just going to try and flip it in. Tomashik tried to get in. Was stood up there by Blake Coleman. And one of the Flames players is kind of going after Tomashik. Nurse over to Regula. Here come the Oilers. Podkolzin with the chip in charge. Can't get around ball. And here come the Flames. Kadri tries to make a move. He's going to get pushed to the outside. He's going to go back to the point for ball. Cross to Anderson. Back to ball. Into the slot for Kadri. Nothing doing there, and the Oilers are going to pick it up. Podkolzin over to Kapanen. Kapanen. He has it picked off. And the Flames are going to regroup in their own zone. Kevin Ball. Over to Frost. Frost is going to bobble the puck briefly. Sends it over to Klapka. Klapka is going to dump it into the Oilers zone. Puck at the point. Draisaitl can't pick it up, but Connor does. Here goes Connor. Stops up, leaves it for Draisaitl. Puck in front of the net. That should be a penalty, and it is going to be a penalty, and the Oilers are going to go on the power play. So we have a commercial break. Oh my good God. Holy fuck! It's on the tying goal. Connor Zary flipped the puck into Stuart Skinner. He made the initial stop, and he left the puck there sitting for Evan Bouchard, but Bouchard didn't pick it up. And Coleman went, yeah, I'll poke it in. When in doubt, get it out. There is a reason why that saying exists in hockey. Well, Oilers have a chance here to retake the lead. They're going to need it. Power play is 2 for 2. I was going to say both teams are 1 for 3 on the power play, but Edmonton's 2 for 2. So, here we go. Edmonton needs to score here. This power play did not come in clutch enough. Now it needs to. All right, McDavid back to Cape. We're going to do it again. Okay. McDavid wins the face-off back to Bouchard. Bouchard finds Nugent Hopkins. Nugent Hopkins finds McDavid. McDavid back to Bouchard. He's going to take the shot. It's going to be blocked in front. And here comes the Flames. Michael Backlund. Good strip by McDavid there, though. Draisaitl finds Connor. Connor back to Nuge. Nuge. Wines fires. Saved by Wolf. He juggles it, and he's going to quickly find it and cover it. All right. Bit of a scramble face-off. Draisaitl's going to pass it back to Bouchard. Bouchard. He's going to try and wrist it into traffic. Bouchard gets back over to McDavid. McDavid. Cross ice to Draisaitl. Draisaitl back to Connor. You guys got to shoot it. You do realize that, right? Connor. He's going to go around front. Tries to send it out in front. Tomashik is going to put it on net, but Dustin Wolf is there to make the save. Tomashik gets to the front of the net. Love to see it. Okay, minute 15 left. All right, Draisaitl to take the face off. And Backlund's going to win it. And the Flames are going to grab it, and they're going to get it clear. Bouchard collects in his own zone. Passes it up to Leon. Draisaitl over to Tomashik. Draisaitl Back pass to McDavid. Goes cross ice to Nuge. Nuge is going to wind fire. Saved by Wolf. And the Flames are going to get the clear. I would imagine first unit's going to come off here pretty quickly, which means the power play is going to be over. Because the second unit doesn't play a lot, and when they do, they can't do shit. Nope, first unit's staying out there. Connor dances around, tries to go back. Draisaitl. Looking, waiting, back to Bouchard. 33 seconds left on the power play. Bouchard, Draisaitl, back to Bouchard. Back to Nuge, back to... oh boy. All right, power play's over. Edmonton goes 2 for 3. Calgary is 1 for 3. 9 minutes to go in the third. Ekholm stops it behind the net. He's going to send it up. Wolf is going to stop it behind the net. He's going to give it right to Adam Henrique. But there was no one home there to make the Flames truly pay. The Flames are going to dump it in. Skinner's going to stop it. Leave it for Kulak. And nice little move from Henrique to get it into the zone. Flames are going to send it out to neutral ice. And puck is going to get deflected into the Flames bench with 8:23 left. And I think we're going to have ourselves a commercial break here. And we are. Hi, guys. Yes, that's kind of the point. I'm doing a commentary here. I know. It's a live stream for a reason. And it's got a bunch of dead air because we're having a commercial break right now. All right, face off with the Flames blue line. 8:23 left in the third period. A 3-3 tie. Edmonton out shooting Calgary 25-15. So Skinner has basically allowed 1 goal every 5 shots. Great. Puck dumped into the Oilers zone. Nurse and Regula are going to stop it behind the net. Tomashik. Back to Regula. Regula up to a guy up front. Oh, Henrique has a step. Henrique, he's going to shoot that shot. And it's going to go wide. Howard. He's going to shoot. It's going to get blocked in front. Tomashik. Come on, Howard. Ike Howard. Oh, he couldn't pull the trigger. That was close. Ike Howard was very close to potentially scoring his first, but he just couldn't pull the trigger. Regula. Over to Tomashik. Tomashik is going to go chip and charge. Rasmus Anderson. Passes the puck off and then absorbs a hit from Tomashik. Flames dump into the Oilers zone. Draisaitl stripped off the puck, and it's going to be offside. Damn. All right, puck behind the Oilers' net. Comes out in front. Shot. Saved by Stuart Skinner. All right, face off to the left of Stuart Skinner. You have number 27 on Calgary. I don't know who that is. Against, it looks like Adam Henrique, and it is Adam Henrique. And Henrique wins the face-off. Ty Emberson is going to send it over to Brett Kulak. Kulak is going to send it up to Nugent Hopkins. So the Oilers might, I think, begin to shorten their bench a little bit because you have Howard, or you have Nugent Hopkins playing with Frederick and Henrique right now. Wolf stops behind that. Nugent Hopkins. Should it down low. Back to the point for Emberson. He's going to throw it into traffic. It's going to get blocked in front. And the Calgary Flames are going to come up with it. Kadri tries to make a move around Kulak, but Kulak read it perfectly and prevented Kadri from making said move. So now Emberson holds it behind the Oilers' net. Emberson pressured by a guy. Okay, puck behind the Flames net. And we're going to have a clear. And puck went out of play, so we're going to have ourselves a commercial break. 5:10 left in the third period. Score remains tied at 3. Okay, face off to the right of Dustin Wolf. And the Flames win the draw. Puck in neutral ice. Michael Backlund's going to find it. He's going to take a shot. It's going to get blocked. Puck back in the Oilers zone. Nurse is going to find Kulak. Kulak's going to send it up to, is that Matthew Savoy? No, that's Ike Howard. 4:30 in a tie game, and the youngsters are getting some time here. Tomashek back to the point. For Kulak, he's going to take that shot. Oh, Henrik would have, oh man, if Henrik got a stick on that, that's a backdoor tap-in shot from the point. Saved by Wolf. Kadri's going to pick it up. Nazem Kadri dumps it into the Oilers zone. Skinner's going to stop behind the net. Kulak is going to wait for traffic to form. And the Oilers get back into their own zone. Tip the puck into the Flame zone. And that's going to be icing on Edmonton with 3:52 remaining. So the Oilers are going with Kulak, Bouchard. Oh, shot over the net. Oops. My mic is far away. All right. Flames. Pick up the puck. That's Farabee. Pucked up back in. Going to send it up to Ekholm. Ekholm's going to send it up to, I think that was Connor. Not entirely sure. Bouchard pinching down low. He's going to send it over to McDavid. It bobbles off his stick. You have Frederick and Draisaitl with the quick shot. Missed the net. Ekholm tries to go back to tries to go behind the net to McDavid. Intercepted by the Flames. Shots are seven apiece, period. And that's going to be icing, or not icing, offside against Calgary. All right, 2:48 left in the third period. And unless something changes in that time frame, we are destined for overtime, which would be so on brand for Edmonton. So here we go. McDavid versus Backlund in the face-off circle. Backlund's going to get tossed out. So McDavid versus Zary now. And McDavid's going to win it. Back to Kulak. Kulak. Up to Frederick. Frederick is going to tip that puck in. And the Oilers are going to send the puck back into the Flame zone with 2:31 left. Flames are going to send it down into Edmonton zone. Kulak is going to pick it up. So it looks like they're going to run the Matthias Ekholm, Evan Bouchard, Darnell Nurse, and Brett Kulak on the back end for the final couple minutes of this period. McDavid dumps the puck in the Flame zone. Dustin Wolf couldn't handle it. Back to the point for Bouchard. He's going to step around a guy. He's going to go in. He's going around the net. Looking, waiting. Tries to go cross ice to Draisaitl. Draisaitl's going to pick it up back on his backhand. Back to Bouchard. He's going to take that shot. Puck is in front of the net. Frederick. Oh, puck is just bouncing everywhere. Edmonton can't put it in, but they're putting on excellent pressure here. Draisaitl back to Ekholm. Ekholm winds, fires. Blocked in front. That's going to be a tripping call against Trent Frederick. And oh my fucking God. What a stupid penalty by Trent Frederick. Well, late power play for the Flames. Uyghur over to Coronado. He's going to take that shot. He's going to miss. Well, now I'm fucking absolutely just terrified. Henrique, he's going to grab that puck. He's going to flip it all the way down into Edmonton's. Oh, I thought we had a stoppage there. It's not. The scoreboard just went away for some bizarre reason. All right, minute 40 of power play time left. So Edmonton will have, if this does go to overtime, Edmonton will have some PK time in OT. Uyghur over to Frost. Goes cross-ice shot into the glove of Stuart Skinner. That was a good save, Stu. Good save. Yeah. All right. Now the Flames called a timeout, and the Calgary Flames have called a timeout. Okay, so I'm gonna update my Twitter here. I can honestly say I don't know what happened to Edmonton's penalty kill from when what's his name Knobloch first took over to what it is now. The penalty kill under Knobloch when he first got here was so good. It went 94% in the 2024 playoffs. They only allowed 4 power play goals all playoffs long in 2024. Last year's playoffs, it was like every game they gave up a power play goal, it seems. Anyway, Oilers get the puck in a scramble. They're going to clear the puck down the ice with 48 seconds left to go in the third. So there'll probably be about 40, I would assume about 20 to 30 seconds left of power play time, assuming Calgary doesn't score here. Darnell tries to whack at the puck. And he does. Draisaitl. He's got Regula and Draisaitl. Oh, God. Oh, tries to slip it to McDavid. It just rolled off his stick. 24 seconds left to go here. It's 43, 42, 41. That's going to go icing. Oh, man. And Calgary just iced it with 16.6 seconds to go. And we are going to go to overtime. So 16.6 left. So that'll put Edmonton at 23 seconds of PK time in the overtime period. Shot by Nugent Hopkins, just missed. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And so the Calgary Flames will start overtime with 23 seconds of power play time to start overtime. This could go badly. So I'm already going to make the change to my profile on Twitter. 0-1. Because there is no way Edmonton wins this game now. Okay, so we're not going to do that. I'm going to cover that. We're just going to cover everything here, actually. There we go. All right, so PK for Edmonton is going to be, I don't know. They only showed the Flames players, so let's do that. All right, 5 minutes of OT. So you got Nuge, Nurse, and Bouchard, it looks like. Flames are going to get into early zone entry here. Mackenzie Weegar down for Kadri. Kadri is going to wind. Fire! Saved by Stu Skinner. Kadri back to Weegar. 6 seconds of power play time left. Kadri. Cross-ice shot. Oh, saved by Stuart Skinner. Good save there by Stu off of Morgan Frost. Now it's going to be 4-on-4 shot. And now we get 3-on-3. Okay, so Edmonton killed it off. Good. Good. So, a couple of good saves from Stu there on that PK. All right. So the last time Oilers were in 3-on-3 overtime, McDavid and Draisaitl couldn't give two shits. Now they're out there right now, and they actually have possession here, so that's good. McDavid, here you go. He's going to use that speed. Connor stops up, passes it back to Bouchard. Bouchard fires, saved by Dustin Wolf. McDavid's going to grab the rebound, though. McDavid going up top, drops for Draisaitl. Draisaitl looking, waiting. He's going to spin around. He's going to drop for McDavid. McDavid fires, weak shot. It was deflected. Wolf is going to... It's going to roll in on Wolf, and he's going to hold on to it. All right. So you have Nugent Hopkins with Mangiapane and Darnell Nurse. Interesting that Edmonton's going with this. I guess Knobloch learned his lesson from the final preseason game against Vancouver. Don't keep McDavid and Draisaitl out there too long. Face-off won by the Flames. And here they come. Nugent Hopkins racing back with a guy. The Flames are going to send it back to... I don't know who that is on the defense. But Mangiapane shadowing him. All right, here comes Nazem Kadri. Kadri drops for a guy. Coronado. Over to Weegar. Back to Kadri. So Kadri, Weegar, Coronado is this trio. Weegar at the blue line. Flip pass to Coronado. He's going to escape the zone. Flames are going to go for a change. Anderson. For Frost. Morgan Frost is going to skate in. He's going to try and go around. He's going to get stopped by Darnell Nurse. Out in the slot. Good stick by Nuge. Nuge sends it up. Nurse at the end of his shift couldn't reach it, but it's not going to be icing. Nurse in on the forecheck. He's going to send it around to McDavid. McDavid back to Draisaitl. Draisaitl looking, waiting. Drops for Bouchard. Bouchard's going to come in. Bouchard goes around the net. Tries to send it to Draisaitl. Off a skate. Draisaitl back to Bouchard. Bouchard. He's going to skate in with it. Bouchard can't pull the trigger. He's going to send it around to McDavid. McDavid. Still has it. Goes inside to Draisaitl. Draisaitl's going to send it back end to Wolf. Wolf's going to make the save. And that puck's going to get rolled in on Stuart Skinner. He's going to flip it up to Draisaitl. Draisaitl. Cross ice to Bouchard. Finds McDavid, or couldn't find McDavid. And here comes that's that Pridham guy. He's going to shoot. Missed the net. I said Pridham. It's like Grindham or something like that. Draisaitl. Can't corral the puck. And both the Flames and the Oilers are going to go for a change. A minute 36 left in overtime. That's going to be a penalty. And the Flames took a penalty in overtime. Uyghur's not happy about it. The Oilers are going to have a power play. Uyghur is pissed off. Why are you complaining? You were holding the guy. Oh, Uyghur's getting ejected. All right. Yeah, Uyghur's not happy. He's pissed. Well, with like a minute 5 left. Minute 29. The Oilers are going to have a power play, so Flames will be shorthanded to finish this game, assuming Edmonton doesn't score. Yeah, damn. All right. So, McDavid, Bouchard, Draisaitl, and Tomashik to start for this power play. Backlund, Anderson, and Ball are your PK units for the Flames. Backlund's going to win the faceoff. Ball's going to send it all the way down the ice, and Skinner's going to puck hopped over Skinner's stick behind the net. All right, McDavid, a lot of open space out there. McDavid enters the zone. Looks for Bouchard. Bouchard. Back to McDavid. Tomashik sets up in front of the net. McDavid, come on, Draisaitl. Shot. Missed. McDavid, it hops over his stick and it's going to go out of the zone. 56 seconds left in overtime. McDavid, pass rolls off his stick. Easy clear for the Flames with a minute 20 left. And it looks like we're going to be going to a shootout here. 46 seconds left. McDavid. Goes cross ice to Draisaitl. Draisaitl over to Bouchard. Bouchard to McDavid. Finds Tomashik. Tomashik tries the backhand. Saved by Wolf. Flames can't get the clear. 28 seconds to go. Bouchard fires. That's going to get deflected out of play. All right. Draisaitl's going to get kicked out of the face-off. Bouchard. Over to McDavid. Goes back to Bouchard. Bouchard shot saved by Dustin Wolf. Nugent Hopkins is out there now. Draisaitl. Back to McDavid. 6 seconds. McDavid. New Bouchard with a save by... Good Lord. Well, shootout time. And that means Edmonton's going to lose. Fuck. All right. Shootout time. McDavid versus Wolf. All right, Connor goes wide with it. He's gonna go, and he's gonna save by Dustin Wolf. Tried to put a move on it, but Dustin Wolf was square. It makes the save, and Edmonton is going to lose their first game of the season now. Beautiful. All right, Kirkland. I have no idea who the hell that is. Number 23 for the Flames. He's going to come in. Kirkland goes wide with it. On Stuart Skinner. Kirkland waits. Save by Stu. Nice. Okay. So the second shooter is probably going to be Draisaitl. Yeah, here comes Leon. He's going to go to the other side now. Leon stops up, waits, fakes, scores! He made Dustin Wolf fall on his ass. Yes. All right. Frost. He's going to wait. He's going to fucking score. Okay. Well, that was short-lived while it lasted. So Morgan Frost beats Stewart, so we're back to square one. All right, Nugent Hopkins picks up the puck. He's going to come in. He's going to shoot. Saved by Dustin Wolf, and that means Edmonton is going to lose. All right. All right, Rasmus and okay, so they're going Rasmus Anderson, okay. On Stu. Anderson's starting way deep in his own zone. He's going to pick up that puck. Anderson comes in, waits, shoots, saved by Stuart Skinner. All right, so we are okay. All right, so who's... David Tomashik is getting a shot here. All right, Tomashik. Come on in, buddy. Tomashik. Shot. Oh, it's saved by Wolf. All right, now Calgary's going to win. Coronado. He's going to come in. He's going to miss. And we're going to round 5 of the shootout. Tried to make a move and beats Duke. Oh, he hit the post. All right. Ike Howard. Oh, man. Edmonton throwed out the rookies here. Ike Howard. Come on, Ike. Let's see what you got. I like Ike. Ike Howard walks it. Oh! Flips it over the net. All right. Number 92, this Gridham guy. He's going to come in. He's going to shoot, and it's saved by Stuart Skinner. We are into the 6th round now. Nice glove save by Stu. Good job. All right, Matthew Savoy. All right, come on, Matt. Let's see what you got. He's going to pick up the puck. He's going to go wide with it. Matt Savoy. He's going to come in. He's going to try and slide it past Wolf. And Wolf is going to get the save. Edmonton's trying to get Wolf to move laterally, and he's been able to stop all of it. All right, Yegor Sharangovich for the Flames. He's going to come in. He's going to go wide. In on Stu. He's going to shoot, and he's going to ring it off the post. And we're on to the 7th round now. Damn. So Draisaitl and Frost are the only people to beat goalies so far. And they're going with Evan Bouchard now? Oh, geez. Oh, God. Okay, Bouch, let's see what you got. Evan Bouchard walks in, shoots, saved by Dustin Wolf. All right, who do we have here taking this shot? Is this Zary? Yep, Connor Zary coming in. Goes wide. Can't beat Stuart Skinner. We're going to the 8th round. All right. All right. Kapanen. Kasperi Kapanen coming in. Did he score? Fuck. Crossbar and out. Damn. All right. Kadri. He's going to go wide with it. And he's going to score, and Calgary wins. Well, Oilers lose their season opener for the 3rd year in a row. At least it wasn't a blowout, but when you're leading 3-0, that is a game you should absolutely win, and they do not. So whatever. Oilers lose 4-3 in the shootout after leading 3-0. Their next game is Saturday at home against the Canucks. And for the 3rd year in a row, the Oilers are behind the 8 ball to start the season. A position that I said that they shouldn't be in, and they cannot be in, and they are in. So I want to thank all of you for showing up and coming out. And